Hello, thank you for checking out our video. My name is Zach Backner, and I am the Director of Financial Planning here at Summit Financial Consulting. In the past, we had discussed time value of money and how your savings can grow over time, and also proper budgeting techniques. You can check out both of those blog posts on our website at summitfc.net/blog. Today, we're going to be discussing the differences between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA as it relates to retirement savings options. Before we begin, we're going to be focusing on the differences between individual retirement accounts. While many employers may offer a traditional or a Roth 401k, for example, the rules are very similar to individual retirement accounts or IRAs, but we recommend speaking with your personal financial advisor discussing the differences between a 401k and an IRA as it relates to your retirement savings. So, what is a traditional IRA? This type of account is used to fund retirement using pre-tax dollars. An IRA is something that you set up outside of work, so it is typically funded through your bank account using after-tax dollars. However, most investors are going to receive a tax deduction for the amount that is contributed during the year to their traditional IRA. This deduction on your income tax return will make these contributions pre-tax. You will remove this amount from your income tax return, so you will not have to pay taxes on that annual contribution amount. When qualified withdrawals are made from this account, the income taxes will then be due on the full amount of withdrawal. And what is a Roth IRA? This type of account is used to fund retirement using post-tax or after-tax dollars. Just like I mentioned for the traditional IRA, these accounts are typically funded from your bank account directly since they are not tied to any employer. This is an after-tax account, so you do not receive a deduction on your tax return. Contribution amounts are still included in your annual income. When qualified withdrawals are made, though, there will be no income taxes due at that time. You've already paid your income taxes on the money going in, so you do not need to pay it again when qualified withdrawals are made. From a purely numbers standpoint, does it make more sense to invest on a pre-tax or a post-tax basis? That answer is hidden in your income tax bracket. At the time of contribution, if your tax bracket is higher than when you'll be making withdrawals, it might make sense to invest on a pre-tax basis. If your tax bracket is lower right now than it will be during retirement, it may make sense to invest on a post-tax basis. Essentially, you want to consider paying the taxes when you are in the lower bracket. So take your current tax bracket versus your expected retirement bracket. Whichever one is expected to be lower, that's when it might make sense to pay the tax with that lower bracket. But what if your tax bracket is the same now as it will be in retirement? Let's look at the numbers for this one. As you can see in the table on the screen, we're going to take $10,000 and invest it for a period of 10 years. It's going to grow at 6% per year. And we're going to do a 20% tax bracket now and a 20% tax bracket at retirement. As you can see, as long as your income tax bracket is the same now as it will be in retirement, the final future value on an after-tax basis will be the same in both scenarios, so it does not matter if you focus on pre-tax or post-tax savings. However, quick disclaimer, additional retirement income may cause Social Security benefits to become taxable, and additional income may also cause long-term capital gains to be taxed at a higher rate. We do recommend meeting with your personal CPA to discuss your in-depth tax planning situation. However, there are more factors to consider rather than just the potential monetary growth. For example, a big difference between a Roth and a traditional IRA is that you may be able to withdraw your contributions penalty and tax-free from a Roth IRA. Only the growth inside of that Roth IRA account is subject to those early withdrawal penalties or income taxes if you take them out before age 59 and a half. The contributions you put in, you can take out penalty and tax-free at any time. Whereas a traditional IRA, the entire account is subject to early withdrawal penalties and taxes if taken before 59 and a half. The Roth IRA has this additional flexibility because you've already paid the taxes, so you're not penalized on taking the money that's already been taxed. It's just the untaxed growth in the account that is subject to those early withdrawal penalties and potential income taxes. How do we know what tax brackets will look like in the future? This could be a big impact on the decision making for pre or post-tax savings. Unfortunately, nobody knows that answer for sure. We do want to consider the fact that our federal government does not have enough funding set aside for various pension obligations, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Our national debt stands at $35 trillion, or $270,000 per taxpayer. This does lead us to believe that tax brackets have a higher probability to increase in the future and down the road. Because of this, we do often recommend Roth investments because paying taxes now may be advantageous against paying taxes down the road. Once again, we do recommend meeting with your personal financial advisor or your CPA to discuss your tax bracket situation and whether or not pre-tax or post-tax savings may be a good fit for you. Once again, my name is Zach Backner from Summit Financial Consulting. We want to thank you for taking the time today to watch this video, and we hope that you learned something. If you could, please like and subscribe to stay up to date on our next videos. We'll catch you next time.
Summit Financial,
working with people you trust.